Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Tom, Matt's best man, and as is traditional on these occasions, I'm here to welcome you all to this special celebration, to point out the fire exits, and for those of you who don't already know Matt, try to give you a little bit of background on why Lydia puts up with him. Now, before I say anything else, I'd like to recognize Sue and Lionel's son, and Gary and Doreen Anderson for hosting this evening's celebration. You've done an excellent job raising two wonderful people. Let's give them a round of applause. And I want to thank you all for coming tonight and helping to make Matt and Lydia's wedding celebration one that's memorable and special. And I'd like to point out that our bridesmaids look beautiful this evening, and that's right. And above and beyond all, Lydia, you look absolutely stunning. Now, I'm honored that Matt asked me to be his best man. He was a great best man at my wedding last summer. And as best man, I really should take this opportunity to share with you some of Matt's past delinquencies. Unfortunately, I've played a role in most of these incriminating events, and I appreciate that he did not share them at his speech last summer. So, Matt, my lips are sealed. But I will reveal to you something that I've learned over the years, and that is that Matt always takes Lydia's best interests into mind. And I was reminded by this a few weeks ago when Matt got a hold of me with one request. He said, "Tom, when it comes to this speech, please, nothing too embarrassing for Lydia's sake." I said, all right, okay. So I went through, I took out all the embarrassing stuff. And so what I have to say is, thank you all for being here, and have a great night. Ooh. No, I'm just kidding. On an honest note, I consider myself fortunate to call Matt a friend, and I hope he feels the same way, even if I crack a few jokes about him tonight. So, in addition to being incredibly good-looking, Matt's also one of the smartest guys that I know. And the proof lies in the girl he chose to marry. A 1 in a million girl, Lydia. Lydia knows what she wants, and she's not afraid to get it. She's smart, she's kind, she's funny, and it must be true what they say, opposites really do attract. Now, Matt, you're a lucky guy. And in all honesty, Lydia, you made a great choice in Matt. I admit, I was happily surprised during my last visit to find that their family is already growing with a little one. They got a puppy. His name is Rolly. He's really cute. You gotta see him. He's really cute. And I could tell that the added responsibilities of being a new puppy owner were starting to wear on Matt. He's losing a little bit of beauty sleep. But I was not surprised in the least to see Matt doing something that he's done so many times in the past, and that is agreeing to do something that Lydia really wants. So good on you, Matt. Even if it means losing a little bit of sleep or running out of places in your house that you can say haven't been peed on. Now, I don't have many words of wisdom, but I will say this. When it comes to love, as long as Matt remembers to keep saying those 3 little words, everything will be okay. And those words are, Lydia, you're right. Now, Matt, I admire your determination, the way you encourage others, and your unquestionable loyalty. And the years we shared in college were some of the best years of my life. And I couldn't ask for a better friend. It's for these reasons and many more that I'm 100% confident that you'll make a great husband. I wish you the happiest marriage, and may our friendship last for many years to come. Now, I'd ask that everyone please rise, raise your glass, and toast to the happiness of our new bride and groom. Here's to Matt and Lydia.
Terrific speech, Tom. How about a round of applause for Tom right there, everyone? And, of course, we can't go hearing from the best man without hearing from also the maid of honor. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, please put those hands together for Lydia's lovely maid of honor. This is Steph.
Hello? I know most of you, but I'm Lydia's cousin, Stephanie, and I am so honored to be standing up here today. Thank you all for coming. It's so special to be here amongst Lydia and Matt's family and closest friends. Lydia and I grew up together, and we're inseparable since day one, and we still are. And we have a lot of memories together, from diapers to twin watermelon outfits to gunais and wanons, and more gunais and wanons with Grandpa, and painting her nails with Aunt Shirley's nail polish, to being the worst teenagers there ever were. I'm rolling my eyes, Mom and Dad. To becoming self-sufficient adults, we've been through it all together. But of the two of us, Lydia has always been the one with the better memory. The details and things that she remembers, quite honestly, freaks me out. But there have been a few things that have stood the test of time in my memory as I look back on the last 7.5 years of Lydia and Matt's relationship. My first real memory with Matt was one day after Music 185 class at UW. Lydia and I were standing outside Kane Hall, and Matt was about 40 feet away from us. And Lydia whispered in my ear, "He's so cute, isn't he?" Sorry. And my response back was really short. "No, he's not that cute." That's a true story. And I never told Lydia at the time, but I knew Matt was cute. I mean, look at the guy. He's as good looking as they come, and we all know that. But I didn't know anything else about Matt, and I didn't want Lydia to get too invested. And I know my cousin, and I know she's the full package. She's beautiful. You look gorgeous today, Lydia. She's intelligent. Dr. Stephen K. Lang. There's a new doctor in the house, Dr. Lydia Anderson. And she is the most loyal and true friend you will ever have. But I quickly learned that Matt would change my mind, and he was definitely worthy of my cousin's love. I'm just going to put down on the floor. As most of you know, Lydia and Matt had a pet bunny named Mochi, who they both loved very dearly. And Mochi was Matt and Lydia's first pet together. And when he passed away, Matt said to Lydia, "You don't want to remember him like this." So he insisted on taking care of Mochi's things and cleaning things up and putting Mochi to rest in his favorite toy, a Costco hash brown box. But this is just the kind of person that Matt is. He's like this with everyone. He's always caring and putting himself second to everyone else. And it was moments like these that I knew that Matt would always protect Lydia and have her best interest in mind. So Matt ended up being the best thing to happen to Lydia. And if I'm being selfish, the best thing to happen to me too, because Matt being with Lydia meant that I would never have to deal with a crying, heartbroken Lydia ever again. In 7.5 years, I promise you, Lydia has never had to come to me for comfort. Matt has never, ever put her in a position where she needed to come to me. And so, Matt, I thank you for that. So over the years, I've gotten to spend a lot of time with Matt and Lydia, usually as a third wheel. And let me just tell you that this third wheel has never felt as comfortable or at ease with another couple as I do with you two. And I'm not going anywhere. And I'm grateful to know that even though Lydia has been my closest and best confidant, partner in crime, and friend in life, I'm happy to pass along that honor to Matt, her new husband, as I can't think of anyone better fit for the job. So to wrap things up here, I hear it's common to give a little advice, and I'm not married, so I won't pretend to be an expert like Tom, but There is one thing I know when it comes to Lydia and Matt's relationship and to relationships in general, and I'm just going to start walking this way. When it comes to Lydia and Matt's relationship, Matt is without a doubt Mr. Right for Lydia. And when it comes to relationships in general, the woman is always right. And I swear Tom and I did not do our speeches together. So, to help you remember this advice always, will you just open that? I got you guys a little something so that you'll always remember it, and I know Lydia will make great use of this because I'm sure most of the ladies in this room remember Matt recently said if Lydia could be any animal in the world, he said that she would be a dog, actually a puppy, so that she could take naps all day. So we got a Mr. Right pillow and a Mrs. Always Right pillow. Lydia, thank you for being there for me through every up and every down in life. You have been my best friend, and you have always stood by me through everything, and I can't put into words how much that means to me. And Matt, thank you for being you and for taking care of Lydia. I couldn't think of a more perfect, kind, and loving man to be the husband to my best friend, my sister, my cousin, my buddy, Lydia. So, Lydia once said to me, Matt always makes my day better, never worse. So let's raise a toast to this beautiful couple, to making each other's days always better. To Lydia and Matt.
Thank you so much, Steph. Everyone, nice round of applause for Steph. A beautiful speech. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, if we could please direct your attention on over to the dance floor. We're about to get started with our second round of toast right now. So if you could please put those hands together and give a nice warm welcome to the father of the bride, Lydia's dad, Mr. Lionel Sun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am a proud father of the bride. On behalf of my wonderful wife, Doreen Gary Anderson, Matt, Lydia or Matt, whatever you want to call, I want to welcome you to attend this beautiful event. I do know you guys spend a lot of time, a lot of money, purchase airplane ticket, check in the hotel, bring a gift. We have people, relatives coming from Australia. They flew 22 hours airplane flight. We also have friends from Taiwan. 10 hours. We have outstate guests. Thank you very much. It is a tremendous effort. We appreciate very, very much. First of all, I would like to talk to Lydia and Matt first. About 10 years ago, Lydia came to see me. She said, I found a perfect guy. I looked at her. She said, he is a Caucasian. But he is also a Chinese. I was very, very confused. And Matt and I went to vacation cruise for past 8 years. And finally, I understand him. I find out he is a Caucasian, but he acts like a Chinese. Matt and I have a similar hobby. We love to save money. We save money so that the wife can spend all. You know what? He and I both buying stuff on sale. Everything is on sale. And 1 year ago, Lydia called and talked to her mom and said, I'm going to get married. Her mother, my wife, so happy. So she cried on that night. And my wife's mother, Lydia's grandma, also cried on that night. I have 2 ladies cry in my house. I start panic. I don't know what I should do. All I remember is I went to computer and logged into my bank account. And I start withdraw some money. After that, I start crying too. Thank you all the people help today to organize this beautiful event. Thank you very much. And Matt, welcome into our family. That's toast.
Wow, thank you so much, Lionel. And of course, if we have to hear from the father of the bride, we also would like to hear from the father of the groom. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, please give a great big round of applause to Matt's dad, Mr. Gary Anderson.
You probably weren't expecting that out of the white guy, were you? That for those of you who don't understand really bad Chinese, that proverb translates roughly into English as, there once was a toad who dreamed he could eat a swan. As I was trying to come up with the perfect Chinese proverb to capture this great occasion, for some strange reason, that one kept jumping into my head. Strange because it is completely inapplicable. I think the great sage who first came up with that proverb intended it to be used to describe a person whose ambitions exceeded their capabilities. That is certainly not the case here. Here we have 2 highly ambitious young people who have consistently proven themselves ready and able. Obviously, I know Matt a lot better, and I'm telling you, it was as if the kid came out of the womb with a calculator in one hand and a to-do list in the other. Keep mom and dad happy. Check. Get into a good school. Check. Get a great job. Check. Win the heart of a beautiful girl. Check. I got to tell you one quick Matt story because I think it captures so well who he is. He's 4 years old, about this tall. When the boys were young, we used to read them bedtime stories. Oh, okay, that's a lie. Mostly my wife would read them bedtime stories. But I would sometimes. I remember one day I was reading Matt this little book called Elephant in Trouble. And I noticed as I was reading it, Matt's lips were moving along with the story. Well, no kidding, about a week later, Matt announces that he's going to read the book. I remember thinking at the time, right, have at it, kid. And sure enough, he starts rehearsing the story verbatim, turning the pages of the book at just the right place in the story. I can still hear his little voice in my head. This is Marvin. I don't know if he hadn't quite mastered the letter R yet, or if he was just picking up on his mom's Australian accent. But my goodness, if you think he's cute now, you should have seen him when he was 4 years old, pretending that he knew how to read. And that same passion for learning and drive for success has followed him ever since. I guess we should really take it as no wonder that he would believe himself up to the task of corralling that fiery ball of ambition that is the son Lydia. Lydia, we are honored, if not a little surprised, that you would see fit to take up company with the likes of us. You know, these days I'm not certain what the future holds for me, but I can tell you that I take great comfort in knowing my son, who I love very much, will be married to you. He's in very good hands. You know, when I look at the two of you, I see the makings of a power couple. And if I was allowed to give you one piece of advice that I think these gray hairs on my head entitle me to give you, it would be that love is more important than money. And that is said with full recognition, Lionel, of the importance of money. Money will see you through the good times like these. Love will see you through the hard times. My prayer for the two of you is that together you will forge a family dynasty that lasts 10,000 years. Now, okay, that might be a little ambitious even for the two of you. How about we agree to settle for your dedicated commitment to produce at least 2 grade A Asian-type babies? On this day, you bring us joy. On this day, I don't think that great sage will mind too much if I edit his proverb just a little bit. Because on this day, Nagalaihama Bachina Ro Trukwangla. Kambe.
And that was a terrific speech by Matt's dad, Gary. And of course, Matt and Lydia would also like to say something. So right now, please welcome the bride and the groom up to the microphone, the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Anderson.
Good evening, everyone. Has this table been drinking? I hope there's at least a few more in the back as well. Thank you. We just really wanted to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It means the world to us to have us surrounded by such loving friends and family who've come from so far just to share this day with us. It's been magical.
Today, we've been planning for a long time, and I just want to say that it turned out more perfect than I could have ever imagined, and that's because of all of you. And I don't think I've ever happy cried so many times in one day.
Me either.
So thank you so much to all of our friends and family. We love you so much. And the bar's open. and the night is young.
Make good use of it.
Thanks, everyone.
Nice.